Page 17, Jonah. In Jonah, they are introducing tempo markings. You look at the note at the bottom of the page. Tempo markings are simply indications of how fast or slow somebody thinks you should take it. Sometimes it's the composer puts it in, sometimes it's an arranger, could be an editor, who knows. It's an opinion. They are not hard and fast. How fast is a moderato? It's a moderate speed. How fast is that? I don't know, and I really don't care. It's a range. It's a, how do you feel? A moderate speed. It's slower than fast, faster than slow. It's in the middle. It's moderate. I don't know. If you look at certain metronomes, they give you ranges for each of the basic tempo markings, and moderato's in there somewhere. You can find it. I'm going to play in these videos, everything's slow. I've got it at 60, set at 60, which means in 4/4 time a quarter note gets one beat. We're playing the quarter notes to the beat of the metronome. And that's the way that is. As far as playing this puppy, let's take a look at what's going on here. You're going to start out in the right hand with the third finger on G, right? Then all the other fingers go on the other notes around it. That's your hand position. In the left hand, the third finger's on F, and the other fingers go around it. That's your position. Well, everything's fine and dandy until you get to the last line. If you take a look at the next to the last measure on the last line, we need a little finger on the F in the left hand. That means you got to move the left hand up. So it's here. So the left hand moves in this piece at the very end. Move it. I would suggest you move it during the rest. You can move it any time while the right hand is playing in the last line. But if you just rest, and then during the rest, I say move it up right then. You can move it sooner. It's up to you. But as a habit, I would move it right before you need it. Don't wait till you need it, it's too late. Now I also want to mention the last measure. In the right hand, you have an E and a G, and they're stacked on top of each other. That means you play them at the same time. Now when you play multiple notes at the same time like this, don't use the fingers and try and push them down. That doesn't work, all right? Put your hand in the position you need it and just drop the whole hand down. Listen very carefully to make sure both notes go down at the same time. You don't want one note then the other. It's both at the same time. I struggle with this, and you'll work on it for a long time because you can have more than two notes. You can have a whole bunch of notes, but they need to go down at the same time. Let's do Jonah and see what happens. 4/4 time. Have we talked about dynamics? I don't think we've talked about dynamic. Dynamics is louds and softs. How loud or soft do you play? On top of everything else you're trying to remember. Now we're adding louds and softs. Well, at the beginning, right under the 4/4 for the right hand, you see an F. A big, bold F. That means forte, which means loud. So you're going to play it loud. How loud? I don't know, because loud it's relative. It's loud to you. You don't have to be really loud, because you can get 2 Fs and 3 Fs and 4 Fs. You can get a lot louder than that. Loud is just a little louder than just a normal playing. Okay? It doesn't have to be, well, sort of loud is a little normal, and then loud is loud. So it's up to you how loud is. But look at the third line down. Right under the right hand there's a P, a bold P. That means piano, and that means soft. So now you're playing soft. So the first two lines are loud, and the third line is soft. And then you get down to the last line, you see the next to the last measure, there's an F again. That's loud. So the last two measures are loud again. So let's try that. Now when I play it, I want you to hear everything, because the idea is you play along, make sure you're playing the same rhythm I'm playing, make sure you're playing the same notes I'm playing. So I need you to hear me. I play everything about the same. I don't play it loud and soft. You do that, okay? I'm just going to play it. Now they have a note at the top of this page to tell you to play the first note of each slur a little stressed. That's fine for this piece. That's not always the case, all right? So be careful. Dropping it, I don't know that you're going to drop it to boom. I'll talk about natural accents later. Right now, it's a natural accent. You would play the first beat of every measure with a little extra. Big deal. So you can do what you want on the dropping. I wouldn't worry about the note at the top for now. All right, let's just concentrate on getting the notes and rhythms right. Now, I will point out, if you look at the second measure of each line, you have a half note, a quarter note, and a quarter rest. However, the third line is different. The third line, it's 2 half notes, so be careful. You have to hold out the half note on the third line. No rest. The sound goes all the way across, so be aware of that. That's important. Now, depending on how much you're struggling, I can't hear you, I don't know how you're doing. If you're struggling, forget what I'm about to say. If you're getting it okay, think about this too. Since we're playing louds and softs, that last measure, you have a C in the left hand and an E and a G in the right together. Okay? The melody is the left hand C. Okay? If you could play the C a little louder, play it loud, and then come down a little bit on the E and the G so the C stands out. It takes practice, because you still got to get them down at the same time. That'll help you later on, because eventually I'm going to start saying bring out the melody, which means play the melody louder than the other stuff. Right hand is going to go third finger on G. That's where it goes. Left hand is third finger on F, and that's where it goes for now. It's going to move at the end, remember. I'll give you 4 counts because it's in 4/4 time, and we'll play it together. 1, 2, ready, go. Rest. 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 2, 3, rest.